President Biden and former President Trump working to earn the support of a key demographic, and that's the black voter. But President Biden admits he may have the most to overcome.
What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family first-time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who provided had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that, and we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
President Biden's own policies driving away the voters who helped clinch his win in 2020. So will they hold up 4 years later? Joining us now is someone he was in a spin room last night, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. And that was an interesting moment because if you look at the black support in 2020 from Fox News voter analysis, 91% of black voters were with Biden. Today, when we looked at our poll just late last week, it was like 71%. So he has lost ground. Did he make up any of it last night? She said with a laugh up her sleeve.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, Dana, it was a terrible performance for Joe Biden without any question. He made up nothing with black voters or any voters. Bottom line is simply this. Black voters, like the rest of America, they're now looking at a contrast between the years of Donald Trump and the years of Joe Biden. One thing is completely clear. Dominant years under Donald Trump for African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, lowest unemployment rates in the history of the country. For white Americans, a 50-year low. For women, a 70-year low. Under Joe Biden, $28,000 of lost spending power over the last 3.5 years. Why? Because Joe Biden has no clue on how to run our country's economy. 9% inflation in June, July of 2021 brought to us by excessive government spending. Bottom line is simply this. If you want more money in your paychecks, vote for Donald Trump. Lower taxes, higher enthusiasm, and a roaring economy. Frankly, the border issue is another thing that moves minority voters in the direction of frankly, Donald Trump. But more importantly, think about last night from a global stage. Embarrassing night for Joe Biden, without question. Dominant night for Donald Trump, without question. Dangerous night for America. Our adversaries watched that debate, and they were smiling. Our allies watched that debate, and they were trembling. And so the effects of this debate will not just be a change in the polls, without question, Donald Trump picking up traction, but America on the global stage, once again, embarrassed by Joe Biden. The best thing Joe Biden can do for America on the global stage, stay off of it.
Senator, you were in the spin room. What was that like from the Biden side, number one? And the vice president last night said he had a tough start to the debate, but finished strong and seemed to suggest that he is going on. Do you think that Joe Biden will be the nominee by the convention in Chicago?
Well, the vice president must be like the deer in headlights because she's looking for something to say positive and she can't figure out what to do, number one. Number two, in the spin room last night, now I understand even more why so many people think of national media as an extension of the Democrat Party. The entire room was deflated. Reporter after reporter after reporter lost like a goose in a rainstorm. It was a devastating night for Democrats, devastating night for the national press, devastating night for those who hope that America will rise to the occasion under Joe Biden. Won't happen. Great night for Donald Trump. I'll say this without any question. Listening to the reporters asking the questions, they were already trying to figure out how to use the cold. He developed a cold in the middle of the debate last night, at least it was reported. They're trying to figure out how to make some kind of excuse for Joe Biden. There is no excuse for Joe Biden.
Senator Tim Scott, thank you so much. Great to have you here with us this morning.
Thanks, Senator.
Yes, ma'am.